Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. So today I want to talk about biceps. Everybody loves a good set of biceps, and who doesn't have 6 minutes? That's all it's going to take to train them. So 6 minute biceps, check it out. All right, the clock begins. We got 6 minutes here. So I'm using a moderate weight dumbbell. In general, this is probably half the weight I'd be using if I was going really heavy. So these are just 30-pound dumbbells, and you'll see I'm curling them across my body, and I'm really squeezing each one. The purpose of this angle, we're kind of really working the outside of the bicep. Bicep, by the way, bi means two heads. So we got the long head and the short head. The part of the bicep that really kind of helps you when you flex your bicep and you see the peak, also when you're just kind of standing relaxed in a shirt, people are going to see more of the outside of your bicep, and that's really what this is focusing on. And you'll see I'm really squeezing each rep, kind of got the mind muscle connection going, really focusing on the veins popping out, just kind of trying to will them to into existence. In general, when it comes to veins, you got to have a certain level of body fat percentage. You can't be holding too much water. Conditioning aside, you really just got to force an insane amount of blood in there and just work your biceps out a lot over time. And I know as veins just come, vascularity just comes with maturity. So that was the first set, did about 16 reps on each side. You'll see the rest times are fairly short here. So the first set's not too hard, but I did feel it. Just kind of shook the arms out when I rested. So here goes a second set. I'm basically doing the opposite, where I'm curling the bicep, the dumbbells outside of the body, and that's hitting that short head. One way you could tell what you're working as far as biceps go, whatever you could kind of see in the mirror, that's generally where you're going to be working more. So you'll see, the short head, the part that's closer to my pec, that's what I'm working right here. And again, I'm getting the mind muscle connection. I'm really focusing on squeezing every rep. And I'm going to be able to maintain my reps, though this set is obviously going to be a little bit harder than that first one, especially because I really didn't rest that long, probably less than 20 seconds. And I know this is going to be a fairly short workout, so I want to really exhaust the muscle. That's why I'm squeezing so hard at the end. And even with no weight, if you just flex your muscle, a few times, that alone will kind of, burn you out. So you could obviously, when you're using weights in addition to that, it's really, really beneficial. So this set's just about finished, and you'll see between sets, I'll usually sip on some water. It's so important to stay super hydrated during the whole workout. Muscle is primarily water, and you're just going to create a more conducive environment for muscle growth. Plus, you really can't get a good pump going if you're dehydrated. It just won't work. All right, so the third set, we're really going to tie it all together with supination curls. Now, the bicep primarily has two functions. One of them is to bend the elbow, basically moving your arm towards your shoulder, and then the other effect the bicep does is actually supinate, turn the wrist. That's the other function of the bicep. So, we're kind of doing these like regular supination curls just in front of us. So we're not necessarily focusing on just the outer head or the inner head, aka long head and short head. We're kind of putting it all together, and getting that supination is just kind of stimulating in a slightly different way. So this kind of really just ties everything together. You'll notice my tempo in general is a little quicker on here because I am starting to get fatigued. That lactic acid's building up, the blood's getting in there, and I'm still going to hit the reps that I feel like I need to hit. But the mental part starts kicking in here because even though we're not focusing on the forearms, trust me, they're burning, they're on fire. And you'll see when I'm doing these, I kind of actually put my wrist down, so I'm stimulating the biceps more, because if I were to actually curl my wrist towards my body, then I'd be putting a little more emphasis on the forearm, and we're trying to avoid that right here. So as you'll see in that set, I was actually doing the opposite. Oh, another important thing too, you really want to keep that dumbbell in the meaty part of your palm, because if it starts rolling towards your fingers, you're going to really exhaust your forearms a little bit more, and you're not going to be focusing on the biceps nearly as much. So again, you know, staying hydrated between each set. Again, the rest time is going to be fairly short. You'll see I'm already starting the next set right now. So to finish off, we're doing hammer curls. And that in general is going to focus on the brachialis. So that's the muscle that kind of sits underneath the biceps and really kind of pushes it out. Just kind of gives that arm a fuller, thicker look, and that's really what you want, especially when you're just kind of walking around in a t-shirt. If you want to fill out your sleeves, you know, definitely make sure you develop that brachialis as well as the biceps. Oh, one thing that I didn't point out, by the way, the short head of the bicep, the inner head, the part closer to your chest, that's kind of going to give you that width. So it's just going to look thicker. When viewed from the front, you're just going to have wider biceps if that's developed. And that's why that second movement we just primarily focused on that. So there you have it. That wraps it all up. You'll see I exited stage left, and those buys are exhausted. So that's it. That's 6 minutes, and it's going to give you some really nice biceps and a great workout. Now, on that particular workout, I actually hit back earlier and finished off with buys. You know, I had a meeting to go to, so I didn't really have time to finish buys, but, you know, and I obviously couldn't make time, but I made the time work for me. So that's key. Now, whether you're new to working out and you just aren't that committed or don't want to devote the kind of time, this kind of workout will still at least get you some nice biceps. I'd recommend doing it at least 2-3 times a week. I'm also going to post a quick 20-minute chest workout because I know a lot of people just want those beach muscles, the chest, the buys, the abs. Obviously, for the abs, you got to really have the diet on point. Aside from that, people that are more into working out and fitness, I'm going to be posting more in-depth videos in the future. So please subscribe to the channels, check out some future content. And just in general, newbies, experienced people, if you're into health and fitness in general, I'm going to tie it all together. Please subscribe to the channel. Look out for the future content. This channel is going to kind of keep evolving over time, and I hope you can be a part of that, and I hope to see you in the next video.